Virtue
right.
signaling, moving
What about
goalposts.
that burrito shop in Portland that just got shut down because of cultural appropriation?
The two white chicks that
Did that
went
really
to
happen?
Mexico? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a true story.
So these two white chicks go to Mexico, see how they make tortillas. They go back up to Portland, Oregon, start a restaurant after figuring it out, making pretty decent burritos. They get shut down by the Portland locals, and if you know anything about Portland, they are like, I live in Northern California near Berkeley, and the liberal levels here pale in comparison to Portland. So,
yeah, I was stationed just a couple hours north of Portland, like near Seattle. It's rough up there. It's definitely a stranger in a foreign land.
I think these days, though, being conservative anywhere in America, aside from maybe the deep South, it must feel like a foreign land with the changing landscape of things, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's definitely.
Well, I was just going to say, with this restaurant, not only have they shut them down, but they've almost like erased that they ever existed. It's
so ridiculous that's the object. It's never just to correct somebody's behavior. You have to make it as if that never existed, as if there's never been anything wrong.
Louisiana.
It's insane. They're doing it in Louisiana, or they did it in Louisiana. I was out there for that. And they're doing it in Houston right now. There's a statue of Sam Houston that Antifa's trying to take down Jimmy Frank from going out there. So that's
all right. Let's let me do the intro real quick.
Okay.
Travis, am I going to adjust your audio levels?
My audio levels?
They're coming in real loud.
Or whose? Me? Shit. All right.
I'm adjusting my monitor volume.
It's either too loud or too low is better, I find, because I could always make it sound. When it's too loud and I have to start compressing it, that takes work. But when it's too loud, I just turn it up a little bit.
Cracking out the douche flute and playing the Song of My People.
Come on now.
Suddenly, like, millions of women just went infertile and also completely disgusted.
You stop that. You're one handsome man.
I'm Alexander. Fuck you. This is Travis Montgomery. Montgomery. Gubernatorially. Fiduciarily. Emphasis on douche. You want to do the intro?
What's happening, everybody? What's happening, everybody? This is Mercury's Cast, episode 58. Please go to Mercury's Cast on Facebook and hit that like button. Follow us on Twitter. We post some social media stuff, and it might entertain you. It's hot as hell in Bakersfield. The summer weather is here. I think I'm a little more used to it than I was last year, which was my first summer in Bakersfield. And the heat is here. We're going to have to deal with it. It means I need a little more rest, and I need some good rest, and I need to stay hydrated. But that's all besides the point. We got a show lined up for you today with a new guest. And here with me always, sometimes, Mr. Alexander. How are you doing on this lovely evening?
I'm here.
Barely, huh? Didn't sleep much?
Nah. Although, nothing like that Travis Montgomery sandpaper voice to just get those neck hairs standing up and get me nice and chipper.
Oh, that's the only reason why I do it. So we have a new guest today on the show, Jake Lloyd. How are you doing? You can answer that in a minute. I discovered Jake on Periscope in Boston. That somehow, I think it was in one of the groups that I'm in on Periscope, and it got shared to me. And so I think your Twitter was linked to it somehow. But how are you doing on this lovely evening?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you for asking.
Right on. So I know that you're in Texas, but whereabouts in Texas are you?
Central Texas, around the Austin area, right
Like,
in the lone liberal heart of Texas.
Like near Fort Hood?
No, that's
Sounds pretty clean.
Fort Hood's about like a couple hours away.
Okay, so are you south of Austin?
No, just north, about 30 minutes north of Austin.
Okay, well, that's not too far.
Nope, not too far at all.
I lived in Fort Hood for numerous years. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Killeen
is
area.
Is a wonderful,
Yeah.
sprawling metropolis.
Yeah, very, very clean.
Yes.
Tidy. With only the nicest.
Isn't that where that
If
shooting
you
was
ignore all
at?
the murders.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, aside from the Fort Hood shooting, I mean, just Killeen is just a disgusting place.
Yeah, if you ignore all the murders, it's great.
All right. Well, we are very gracious to have you. I heard
Thanks
that.
for calling me out.
Oh, I'm going to call you out big time, buddy. So you're in Texas. I heard that you were in the military. Is that what you're still doing, or are you just hanging out right now?
No, so I got out January, like right at the beginning of the year. Yep. So I got out and I kind of stumbled into a writing job for this new independent website.
Oh, cool.
Kind of a startup deal. So I got into that, and then I just kind of started slowly shifting into video reporting, commentary, all that kind of junk. So it's kind of how I got here.
I might take that approach myself. It's a good, it's a good idea.
No, you are writing for.
Yeah, I'm writing, but I'm not doing video reporting. I gotta show up at the next Battle of Berkeley.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going for right now.
Go there with my
everywhere that I've been.
My black and yellow.
Black and
everywhere
yellow.
I've been so far, Antifa's had to stand down.
You know,
well, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna dive. We're gonna dive all the way into that. We're gonna go balls deep.
Right on.
Alex, what is this? I shave my beard and then you grow yours out? You told me to shave mine.
Yeah, because it looked gross. Mine doesn't.
Mine did not look that gross.
I'm not shaving mine until my next birthday. So that'll be roughly a year and a month from now.
Well, quick tech talk. Jake Lloyd, you seem like a pretty smart dude. Are you aware of, have any interest in, know anything about, or care about, fearful of artificial intelligence possibly taking over people's jobs or wasting the human race?
As far as automation goes for jobs, I mean, it's going to free market, but I don't know. The robots kind of scare me a little bit. I don't know if I accept our new robot overlords.
I think with everything, there's a niche, though. I mean, let's take Oregon, for example. We've already discussed Oregon. In Oregon, it is illegal to pump your own gas. They have gas station attendants out. You cannot pump your own gas in Oregon. It is illegal. You are disgusting.
Sorry, I was getting nasally.
So you cannot pump your own gas in Oregon. Statewide, can't do it. They don't trust you with it. So instead, they hire people. And as a result, gas prices go higher. I cannot think of a single job like that deserves to stay around. If you can automate it, automate it. Because it'll help the consumer in the long run. As far as other jobs, if your job gets automated, it was not a skilled job. You cannot truly automate skilled labor. When people go, okay, what about automotive plants? I then go, okay, that's tack welding. Those robots are tack welding. That's not, as far as welding is concerned, they still have, experts that come in and inspect the welds. They still need people to repair those robots. There are plenty of welding jobs out there. Switch fields of welding. Don't do automotive if your job got automated. But ultimately, they wouldn't automate it unless there was a reason to automate it, and it cost a shit ton of money to invest in automation like that. So unless the company felt it was worth it to invest millions of dollars into automation, they wouldn't have done it.
Well, over the long haul, they'll save money because they're going to have to pay those employees forever. And
you know how much robotic maintenance costs, though?
Yeah, but that's one guy.
I don't know if that's enough to outweigh the.
Oh no, the benefit of automating far outweighs the benefit of having human people. You don't have people getting injured. A majority of automotive plant workers were men. Men make up the highest demographic of work-related injuries. That's a dangerous job. They automated it. Now less people are going to get hurt.
Less people also have jobs.
Okay, but they can always adjust their skill set.
And there's always going to be the market's always going to create
I'm sorry.
jobs
Go ahead.
too.
Go ahead, Jake.
Jobs and fields. The market's always going to. I mean, because like 50 years ago, have today where like they had no idea what was coming. So I mean, eventually there's new stuff is going to open up. Like we went from an industrial marketplace towards more of a service-based marketplace, just because of the evolution of things. Jobs come and go. So I think it'll be fine in the long run.
Yeah. And look at me. I'm working a service-related job, and there's no way in hell they could automate my job. It's not a particularly challenging job. I just do a lot of tasks. I multitask, and it's certainly something entry level could do. My job is entry level, but it pays well because I do a lot of shit. So take fast food employees. They don't want to get automated. Either work faster, be more productive, make it worth it to the company, or respec into another field. Find somewhere where you're useful and you make good money. You're not forced to work anywhere. You choose to work.
You have no right to a specific job.
Yeah, it's a contract between you and an employer. If you take locksmiths. Locksmiths totally got fucked by companies like Kwikset making the Blue Key locks. That's a field I'm familiar with because I've worked it. Thing is, I'm not complaining that locksmiths have gotten ousted because people still hire locksmiths. Why do they hire them? Because they do quality work. It's just less prevalent. There will still be niche. There will still be niche categories for people who absolutely refuse to, respecialize. But for the most part, if your job, I totally birdwalked off that because the glaring obvious thing is nobody complained that phone switch operators have been automated. Do you complain about not getting an operator on the line? Do you complain about not needing them to switch wires in a switch booth? I don't.
Okay, we're talking about really basic technology from today's standards, and I think that the robots are improving. And
we're talking about really basic jobs.
Right, but it's not like we're getting rid of people. There's like a couple thousand people are born more than die a day.
Are dropping.
But what I'm saying, there is a scenario, and I saw a robot that was laying brick in mortar. I saw a design.
Did you see the gentleman laying the bricks with the robot? Because I saw that same video. There were still humans involved. It wasn't entirely automated. They still had to do the finishing work on that masonry.
But we could foresee a scenario where the rate of the new innovations are not keeping up with the amount of robots and the technology of the robots. That is a possible scenario. You can't say that it isn't. And
so say we get our robot overlords, whatever. All it ends up is a humanity that doesn't have to work. The socialists get their way. Everyone just lives on the government dole because all the labor is done.
That's what I was getting.
In an intelligent society, there will always be new advances in technology. There will always be new advances, new fields for us to occupy ourselves with. Yeah, we may not be doing hard labor anymore, but workplace fatalities will drop entirely. We'll all work white-collar jobs. And that's fine.
Universal income. And they'll still be business owners, too. but we'll have
Well, yeah.
universal income.
Capitalism will always peek its head through because capitalism is the natural order of things. People will always want to work harder and make more.
100%.
Nobody, the only people who are satisfied with the status quo are weak-willed individuals with no motivation.
Mm-hmm.
We may get to a point, hopefully, we may get to a point in which we no longer need a government, of a national government, a world government for order, because everyone decides that they want to be productive in their own right, make money for themselves, and embrace capitalism thoroughly.
Yeah, and see, the problem with that is, though, like that, there's so many other things that tie into it, like education greatly needs to change the way we educate people and everything.
Yeah, private schools provide much higher quality education than the public market.
So
private security
people and
private security works better than police.
Uh-huh.
Fuck, take the U.S. military and compare them to Blackwater. Blackwater was just fucking melting people out there. They're just like, fuck it, we're killing you. They were efficient at what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, they are going to be rolling out some military-style troops in the near future. Ground troops.
Who, Blackwater?
No.
Under their new name?
No. The U.S. government.
Oh, Por K4. You mean police?
No, for wars, like for blowing shit up.
Oh, you mean boots on the ground?
Boots on the ground, yeah. That's the next thing. They're going to have robots fighting robots. What do you think about that, Jake?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, as an infantryman or a former infantryman myself, I don't know that robots are going to be able to do it. Like that's a long
drones,
because
but think of boots on the ground that
think like piloted androids, like in a VR.
Uh-huh.
We've already got VR technology. You're a grunt. You're in your VR machine and you're fighting up front in combat, but it's robots versus robots. Or robots versus bodies. You don't get killed when you die, though. It's just a game over screen.
Oh, I just thought of something that my buddy...
Recruit little fucking double-jointed 12-year-olds to go fight our wars for us.
That's not funny. But they'll be in the safety of their own home,
you ever
right?
Try playing... Ever try playing fucking Call of Duty with a 12-year-old?
They're probably hacking.
Those kids have like cat-like reflexes. There's like 7 or 8 of them every game that claim to have had sex with my mom too. So they're clearly really suave individuals. My mom ain't no whore. Gotta be a classy man.
My buddy Sean shared something on Facebook where the free-range chickens are having virtual reality helmets on, so that they're.
Did you see little digital chickens?
Yeah. So
bad.
So they're free range because they have a VR thing on and maybe they're walking around their small hen, but I mean chickens are chickens. What the hell?
It's just some stupidity.
So Jake, tell me about your he is you still there, bud?
I don't know.
He'll pop back up.
Maybe.
I want to ask him about his experience in the service and where he went and what service he was in. What's the correct?
Oh, look, he's back. I got a better
them.
question. I got a better line of questioning though. Oh, and
there he is.
Yeah, it looks like I don't know what happened there. But
you just couldn't handle the levels of bullshit.
Yeah, I think I'm back now.
Yeah, you're back. It's all good.
So
right.
we devised an intense line of questioning regarding your military background.
All right.
I want to do my question first because beauty before age. I think that's how the saying goes. It's the beard. What is... Now, I've got maybe negative views of the military. I love our troops, but I also see their jobs as being inefficient government waste. I've seen what goes on. I've seen the severe amount of fucking kicking cans and just wasteful nature of the service. It's glorified welfare whores that just happen to risk their life. But then you've also got a lot of very.
Is there a question here?
Well, my question is, what is his take of today's military? And that's a very military specific question for servicemen who've experienced the shift in the mentality of the military over the last 6 to 8 years.
I just wanted a background, so you can tie it all in if you want. I just want a little background.
So I've always been a conservative-minded person, libertarian-minded person, but being in the Army and being employed by the government only like solidified times 10 government work, government programs, the way the government functions. Being in the Army was one of the most like so much waste, like money-wise, so much wasted time. The inefficiency is absolutely ridiculous. It takes days to get things done that a private company could do in 4 hours. So as far as that goes, I've also, government medicine in the Army is absolutely atrocious. It's terrible.
Hey, you broke your spine. Have some Advil. Ibuprofen.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And so as far as that stuff goes, it's terrible. The shift in it, I think it's extremely bloated. I don't necessarily mind if we're going to have a government. I don't necessarily mind having a big defense spending, but that it's no point having a big defense budget if it's all wasted, because I mean the people guys in there still. There's a lot of good guys, but then a lot of them, like you said, are in there just because it's an easy paycheck. It's an easy thing to do. They have no other valuable skills to offer the world. I know fat people in the Army that are just there because they can barely get by, and that's what I'm saying.
I've long called it extended high school. It's for the kids who can't really handle life's responsibilities, so they rely on the military to provide that structure for them so that they don't really have to grow up as quick.
That's a huge part of it. And I mean, there are some people, especially the ones that came in after already being adults for a little while. Like I joined right out of high school, but the ones that came in after having some life experience were exponentially better and exponentially more understanding of how the world works. Obviously, that makes sense. But I don't know. There's some people in there. The problem is there's a lot of people in there who would have valuable skills in the marketplace, but they stay there because they were there during the height of the war. They were, or from the beginning of it, and that's like all they've known, and they feel like they want to continue to be a part of it. But the fact is that it's over, so they stay in this bloated, disgusting system.
So do you think
the vast majority? Huh?
Oh, I was just going to say, do you think that perhaps seeing the government? I think the military shows off the government at its absolute worst when it comes to efficiency, other than maybe sitting and watching congressional hearings. Do you think that maybe why the Libertarian Party is so attractive to former military? Small government, liberty-minded folks.
Yeah, I could totally see a convergence there. I mean, because you really see the most disgusting inner workings of government inefficiency in the military. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if I can even quantify, like you being around the military so much, probably you see some of it, but I don't even know if I can quantify exactly how bad it is.
My roommate's an Air Force POG, so I see it every day.
Yeah. It's insane. And especially in a combat role where you have because I was in a combat role with no combat to fight, you know what I mean? So
stepdad was a Bradley mechanic. Just imagine a Bradley mechanic. We don't use Bradleys.
Right. Like this we would clean the trucks because I was mobile infantry, mechanized. I was in Strikers. I don't know if you're familiar with those.
Yeah.
Striker ICVs. But we would clean them. We would do layouts for the equipment in them, the equipment in the connexes. We would do inventory, just sitting around all day doing nothing because there's no
how long
rewards
would
to
you
fight.
say you've stood at just stood in formation at motor pool?
Oh my God! Like total, or just at one point? At one point in time.
Just an approximation of the amount of your life you've wasted standing in formation at motor pool.
Oh my God, dude! I don't even. That would take me hours just to account for all the times. It's insane. Maybe.
See, I get a lot of flack. I get a lot of flack from the right and the left because I do see a lot of the military is kind of just like an extended welfare program with free gym membership. The only nice thing about it is, yes, it's good to have a standing military to maintain the sovereignty of a nation, but if you just put guns and training into the hands of every American, you've got a standing army. As the Japanese said, you could never invade America because there'd be a gun behind every blade of grass.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. It's like you said, the welfare thing. I can't tell you how many times I've heard somebody say, like, why are you getting out? This is so easy.
Oh, did we lose you?
Yeah.
Nope, I heard a sound.
Well, I'll step in here till he comes back.
Yeah.
You also get.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
See me?
Yeah. I was also going to ask you to elaborate on tennis shoes if you're familiar with that terminology.
On
tennis
what?
shoes. Tennis shoes. Did you have any females in your battalion at all? I'll wait for it to load. Shitty
Wi-Fi.
Texas internet. What it's true.
Wi-Fi's so bad right now.
Okay.
I don't know why my
Tennis shoes.
Wi-Fi
Did you have any
is
females in your battalion?
shoes. I didn't hear. I don't know if you explained it. All I can think of is the people walking around in tennis shoes that should have been wearing boots. If that's
Well,
what
does that what does that signify with the women when they're wearing tennis shoes?
Typically
at
that
formation?
they're pregnant.
There you
Typically
go.
that they're fucking pregnant.
There you go. Tennis
Really?
shoes. That's a new one to your.
Pregnant women get to wear
your
tennis
dictionary.
shoes.
That's the only time that anyone can wear tennis shoes is if they're pregnant in the military.
That or if
for
they're like broken or they're being a bitch about something.
Orthopedic and yeah.
Well,
So-
I also, as much as
Trust them.
Alex, you would want to just pile drive our military and its services. I think that it provides an out for
I don't
some
think
people
so.
that don't have direction. It probably saves some people from going to prison and doing other stuff.
You know what really helps with that?
where they don't have a lot of discipline in their life and they need it,
Yeah.
and they know that
You know
it's going to change. Something's going to happen good for them. Do something good because they've never have
You know
done
what? You know what
anything
helps
good.
though? You know what helps? Getting a job. Just work.
See, I
Some
definitely.
people can't
I
keep a
do
job.
agree with Travis, though. I do agree with Travis because there's certain people who come from a really shitty situation or a place or whatever, and that gives them to see what they can pick up certain skills that can help them in life. But I think the only problem is when those people decide to stay in the military and just continue to leech off the government. It's good if they do their term. They do their service. They learn some skills, and then they get out and they go into the workforce. That's when it's okay.
then
It's when they continue to leech.
Why not kill two birds in one stone? With one stone, and make say JROTC mandatory in high school. You get the same discipline.
Uh-huh.
You get that rigidity without wasting as many taxpayer dollars, because now you're using retired military personnel to instill, a sense of direction and authority into the youth, which, mind you, I'm against that, but I was voluntary in JROTC because I liked the school sports that were offered. But that being said, why not just kill two birds with one stone? Take your, retired military to cycle them into or make them retire.
I mean, at that point,
Like-
it's not a voluntary. It's not a voluntary interaction at that point.
Rather than waiting for older, useless personnel to retire, just make them ROTC instructors in school.
Oh yeah. Rather like take people that are still in the service.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. That maybe do that. That wouldn't necessarily be a.
If they're
bad thing.
redundant, make them not
I also
redundant.
think that former servicemen would make, especially people that have seen combat, would make better police in parts of America
Not
that
always.
might as well be a war zone anyways.
Not always.
Not always. I mean,
Combat veterans are they're a bit mentally fragile when they come back from that shit. I don't think that I would ask any man to go through war and then come back and have to see it again on the home front. I think that would be so demoralizing and so cruel. My stepdad, when fireworks go off, he ducks and covers.
I wouldn't say that
Yeah.
it would be mandatory, but I would open up. I would hire more of those guys than someone who's never been in
They're already
a fist
expedited.
fight. You have people out there that have never been in a fist fight, and now they're going to be, in a gun-like situation, never been around violence.
Veterans are already expedited for service in the police.
And I agree
That's
with
already
that.
in place.
That's true.
I think we need more of that.
It's just like getting a CCW is a lot easier if you're a veteran. There are a lot of jobs that are easier to get when you're a veteran. It's odd to me that Jake has chosen to write when there are so many opportunities for him as a veteran. Almost every company in America gets a tax write-off. They get paid money essentially to hire veterans. Same way they do with minorities and mentally fragile people. So there are definitely tax incentives.
Yep. There's definitely because you automatically get a leg up in a sense, and especially with with police or fire services. Like I basically could jump to the front of the line. I don't. I just don't. That line of work, I don't know if I wanted.
You don't.
I don't know if I'm
No,
involved in
nobody
that,
does. Nobody does really, unless you're a special case. Can you remember the worst moment, like sleeping in frozen mud, or what was a moment where you were like, "What the fuck did I do?"
So I've had a lot of those moments. There's a lot of moments where I was just like, "What the fuck am I doing with my life?" I've had hypothermia multiple times.
What the fuck?
Very mild, but still. Because, I mean, you're out running around in the field and you get all sweaty and stuff, even though it's kind of cool. It's cold during the day, but then as night settles and you stop moving around so much, then you outside and your body temperature goes down, but you're still wet. So, laying in the patrol base, pulling security, guarding nothing, you start, you catch a little hypothermia, but it's whatever.
Just mild hypothermia. That's it.
Dry
that's all.
socks.
All the socks. And no matter how many socks you bring, you still are probably going to get something. Even if you don't get like a bacterial thing, your feet will, it's gross.
What about your blankie?
My whoopee?
Yeah, your whoopee.
I have my whoopee on my bed right now, actually.
Aw, that's so cute.
Whoopies are magical. They're made of magic, I swear to God.
What the hell is a whoopee?
A whoopee is a very special blanket. It's a very special blanket. I actually have one.
They look like this. The story goes that in Korea, they wanted to make a lightweight blanket to go under a poncho. It's called a poncho liner. And they wanted to make it for the troops in Korea. And so they took recycled parachute liner and stuffed it with something, and that's how they got them. I don't know if that's true or not. There's so many like lies and myths and legends in the Army, but that's how the story goes. But they're really good because they're really light if it's not that cold outside. But if you wrap yourself in it really tight, it's really good at keeping in heat. So
Nice.
And there's like a boyish obsession with whoobies. So much
Yeah,
so that
absolutely.
non-military
Whoopee?
personnel, such as myself, knows about whoobies and knows of
Whoopee.
their emotional significance. If you steal a man's whoopee, you can pretty much expect to lose a battle buddy.
Yeah.
Don't get
I'll
between a
physically
man
harm
and his
somebody
whoopee.
with my whoopee.
Well, now that we've got whoobies out of the way,
It's an important topic of discussion.
so Jake,
Absolutely.
some questions. Let's run them down. Did you vote for Trump? Yep. Likes and dislikes.
I like, so there's a lot of different things. I like the fact that, the first thing that everybody likes, the fact that he doesn't play the media's game. He runs the narrative. He doesn't let them control it. I also, so I call myself a libertarian, but I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm part of the Libertarian Party. That in certain aspects, libertarians have such a dedication. Like, for example, like the NAP, it becomes more of a purity test than anything else.
Do not
Sometimes.
talk shit about the NAP.
The NAP is a beautiful thing, and I love it.
Hey,
but at some
you
point,
can talk shit about the military. He can talk shit about the NAP. All right. Boom.
So, anyways, Trump.
What is the NAP anyway?
I do
Non-aggression principles.
non-aggression principle. But I like the, a lot of libertarians take issue with his like protectionism. I don't believe in like protectionism long term because I don't think the government should pick winners and losers. But I do believe that if China's taxing us at 90%,
libertarians do not take any issue with the isolationist foreign policy. We actually encourage it because we are not the world police.
Yeah,
goes against the NAP.
But there's also this. There's a certain sect that I've experienced in the Libertarian Party that is totally like
pro world peace,
global free market, totally like they get mad if you want to tax other countries bringing stuff in because it should be a global free market, open borders, and everything.
Yes and no. So, it should be fair. If they're taxing us, we should tax them equally going the other way.
Okay, I agree. And then at that point, we have leverage to bring both of them down. Yeah. That's what I think.
Like take China, for instance. Mind you, I'm not libertarian. I'm anarcho-capitalist, but similar ideological path. It's just I'm not a hypocrite about it. But the libertarian stance on that is China is taxing us at like 90% import rates to ship things to China. It is almost pointless to ship anything into China, whereas China can ship things to us at a 0% tax rate. That's right. It's free. Why? How is that even fair? So non-aggression principles would dictate that they're aggressing us with a trade policy that harms our economy. That is a form of aggression. So we should aggress back by imposing tariffs.
I totally agree.
Okay, let's go back to the question: likes and dislikes on Trump.
Okay, so I like the protectionism, the economic. I like his brash, how he deals with the media. He controls the narrative. He puts them in their place. I like that. The fact that he has no politician's filter. Things that I don't like just about some of the stuff, like I wish he would have kept with his promise on like basically, but he kind of backed off from that.
On what? I think you cut out for just a second there.
Locking Hillary out. He totally reneged.
Yep.
Yeah, I think because he kind of backed off from that a little bit.
An anarchist cheered on his presidency, and he fucking reneged on like one of the few things. I'm like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I do like he has made good on his promise of increasing border security. I like that a lot. I don't necessarily like the healthcare plan that they put through. I know that he was trying to compromise.
Obamacare Light.
Yeah, basically. I know that he was trying to compromise and get something done for people, but I don't like it. It's still government healthcare in a way. So I don't like that.
They should have just
think those are
repealed
the
it,
big-
right? Just
Yeah,
get
they
rid of
should have
it.
just. They should have listened to Rand Paul is what they should have done, because his plan was much better than this American
Well,
healthcare
they should have
plan.
elected Rand Paul is what they should have done. But
Yeah, I think I'm a fan of that.
I like Rand. I was.
did you see any of the Trump debates where he just outright made shit up that he didn't know? I don't like that. I think a candidate should be able to admit when they're ignorant about something.
Yes. What?
Yeah. Some of that I didn't like a whole lot. I don't remember if it was that he just made stuff up or if he just like thought things were a certain way, but he didn't know exactly what he's talking about, and he just ran his mouth anyways. I don't know.
Numerous times during his campaign,
You will be rewarded.
he said things that were a complete 180 on his policy because he didn't even understand what he was being asked. So basically, he as a president, he's basically the fucking like dumbass liberal. I get to sign a petition banning dihydrogen monoxide or water because they hear scary chemical name and think, oh yeah, that must be evil. He's that, but in president form.
Yeah. So I wish that he would know. I wish he had a little bit more of a well-rounded idea on, as much as we like that he's not a politician, the fact is that he's not a politician and he doesn't know nearly stuff as a career politician would. So, I mean, if we could get somebody that had Trump's attitude and behavior with maybe Rand Paul or Ted Cruz's knowledge on the Constitution and everything, I think that person would be absolutely incredible.
Okay. I am not mad at you. Damn, Alex dropped out.
Ruh-roh.
I'll invite him back.
Alrighty.
So now I want to talk about the video I saw you in, and I think it was actually shared from a group called Fight Compa. I don't know if you're aware or if you're familiar with that on Periscope. But
No,
somebody in that group
am.
shared. Somebody in that group shared the one that got like 650 views.
Yeah,
the one
on
Periscope that you did, it went kind of viral for a little bit. There was a bunch of people on there.
Yeah, it got a lot bigger than I expected it to, that one.
Yeah. So is there a name of the particular group that you guys were marching with, or?
I think so. No, it was just it was organized. I found out about it like literally the day before it happened. Based Stickman, if you're familiar with him, tweeted something out about being in Boston the next day.
I have a feeling Alex is familiar with Based Stickman, and I'm not.
Huh?
Someone's gonna bleed through.
Basic
I think
Stickman?
that might be me.
Oh, sorry, based Stickman?
Yes.
Based
Are you familiar?
Stickman.
Oh, I'm very familiar with Senior Stickman.
Stickman. General Kyle Chapman.
Someone got to turn their headphones down. We're getting a double.
It could be me.
Turn the headphones down a little bit.
I can't tell. I can't physically turn mine down.
You know what?
Let me mute myself and tell me.
You sexy bastard. All right, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me. I think I'm gonna have to mute and unmute my mic.
Wait, hold on. Let's speak loud. Yeah, you can't just turn them down a little bit?
No, I'm on my phone now because computer decided to take a turn for the worse.
That damn thing. All right.
Okay, so anyway,
So
Based
the name of your
Stickman.
group, so Alex can catch up. What's the name of your group and what's the name of the purpose?
So I don't think there was any group. the event was organized by a couple of pretty young kids. I think they were in high school. They did it like 3 weeks beforehand. And Bass Stickman and Gavin McInnes, the Proud Boys, all picked it up and tweeted it out and everything. And I learned about it the day before. And I caught a pretty cheap last-minute flight to Boston. And yeah, that's how I ended up there.
So you flew all the way out there to join the group, huh?
Yep. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to make this happen. I'm trying to turn this into a full-time job. The way I fund it right now, because, you know, like, where's all this money coming from? I like flip stuff on eBay. You know, buy something for $5 and sell it for 12. So
dude, you should.
That's how I'm doing that for now.
Should have gotten in on the Nintendo Switch bandwagon.
On the Nintendo Switch bandwagon?
Yeah, people were picking those things up for 300 and turning them over for 5.
Damn, I didn't know about that. So
supply and demand, simple economics.
For real. But yeah, so I've been out. I went out to New Orleans the week before that, and then I was in Boston. So yeah, I'm going out to Portland. So
did when you guys were out there, did you guys come across any Antifa?
Oh yeah, there was a lot of them. I was actually walking up. I walked from the Starbucks across the street from Boston Common. And I saw a big gathering of people with a bunch of signs. And I was, of course, walking up wearing my hat and everything. And I got kind of close to them, and they were up on this hill, statue of Lady Liberty. And I started walking towards them. And as I like got closer, I was like, are they wearing masks? And then a couple of them started looking at me weird. So then I was like, that's fucking Antifa. So I made like a little circle around the hill, and I went to the opposite side of the park where the Trump supporters were.
Did it feel like?
Wait, I wanna go out there with a yellow and black bandana. You know, my full anarcho-capitalist gear, and troll the fuck out of Antifa because they hate us almost as much as they hate Trump supporters.
I've met some anti-com guys, which was a group created in response to Antifa, and their colors are yellow and black. It's pretty great.
Yeah, they're ANCAP guys like me. They give free helicopter rides.
Rides for commies. We started that chant. We chanted a lot of stuff. Those dudes are triggered easy as hell. 2 scoops, 2 genders. That really triggered them. There was one chick that I yelled something.
Did you get in on all the Did you get in on all the 4chan hand signals?
Oh yeah, that's his Twitter profile picture.
Yeah, that's my Twitter profile. This one
with the frog in the middle of it.
Yeah.
You saw? Did you see the thumbs up one?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what they said, but I remember
it's 14. Like... Thumbs up is 1488. 2 genders.
Oh man.
2 genders.
2 genders.
2 genders.
Dude, it's great. Like one of them, I can't remember one of them was holding a sign that said, "We won't accept a fascist America." So I was yelling across the road because there was like a police line, and I said, "Can you define fascism for me?" And he just started screaming, "It's you, you're fascist, fuck you, etc." And then I said something, and one Antifa chick actually fell to her knees, like bawling about how we were killing her comrades in the streets. It was beautiful.
Oh Lord.
Now, what's interesting to me is, okay, so I should disclose this. I've done 2 write-up pieces on Antifa so far on Logical Anarchy. I'm not really supposed to be biased as much as I am, but I absolutely fucking detest them. ANCOMs just give me the heebie-jeebies. They don't understand anarchy. They don't understand that communism inherently requires a hierarchy, which is the exact opposite of anarchy. So I don't really like being associated with them. By the way, if you would like, we even have a spreadsheet for anarcho-communists. Sorry, it's an interactive flowchart. And that's at logical-anarchy.com. Plug. Cheap plug. Oh God. Peter Berthelstein posted that one. Hope I didn't butcher his name, but he did a little interactive flowchart, and it's kind of rigged, but it triggers the fuck out of them every time. So, spamming that link to all
Uh
things Antifa online because they get all triggered. You don't know the definition of fascism. You're a fascist.
huh.
Now being anything other than vegan makes you a fascist as well. So,
Yep, for real.
oh no,
Well,
the
it's
anemic army.
it's like their attempt. It's like this attempted reverse Red Scare that they're trying to do, and it's just not. I don't know. It's not going to pan out. One funny thing was when I was like trying to debate with some of them, I was told that I'm selling the country out to Russia, and they said this to me as they were waving a Soviet flag, a hammer and sickle. Best thing in the world.
Good Lord.
But yeah, to answer your question, I don't know if there was a there wasn't really a group, but that organized it.
But aren't you guys kind of called like freedom fighters or something like that?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different names that we've kind of got. I mean, it's kind of there's the freedom there is a group called the Freedom Keepers. It's like a veterans group that goes around, and they're basically they go to these events just to ensure that people have free speech. Because Antifa, you know, as violent as they are, they come in and they'll attack almost with impunity. But if you get these veterans out there, like the Freedom Keepers and the 3%ers and such, then they are a deterrent for Antifa to come in and hurt people.
Yeah, so in Ancapistan, we've been seeing a lot of Kekistani refugees. Were there
Uh-huh.
any proud Kekistanis out there with you?
Proud ethnic Kekistanis out there, practicing their religion, proselytizing. There's some beautiful things.
No, I'll have you know, although I am originally from Ancapistan, I am biracial. I am also an
Oh,
ethnic Kekistani. Uh, so it's interesting seeing my fellow native Kekistanis, you know, going out there and fighting the good fight instead of.
fighting back against our persecutors. You know, it's when will we be allowed to shitpost in peace?
It's true. I mean, top Kek to all of my Kekistani brethren. Praise
For
Kek.
anyone that might not know, could somebody please explain to them?
Kek is basically what happens. I don't really want to give you the textbook definition because it's not as funny, especially since you're a former WoW player, so you should definitely know what the fuck Kek is. But
That was like 10 years ago.
Kek is our froggy deity. Now everyone knows that Kek's.
Sure.
Yep. You know, Pepe was you know, Chatelet to all our Pepe guys. Pepe is the messenger of Kek, well, son of Kek. His wife Harambe recently, rip Harambe.
It's pretty much 4chan created this trolling meme, and
It's
it
not a
just
meme, it's a
started
nation.
rolling.
It's not a meme, it's a nation.
Sargon of Akkad is actually getting this registered as an ethnicity in Britain right now. So
Yeah. I'm actually kind of torn right now whether to go for Kekistani religious garb or my Pastafarian garb. It's kind of hit or miss with me. I do want to wear my pasta strainer at the DMV, but I might have to settle for maybe a pasta strainer and a Kekistani shirt. Who knows? But
Rick wills it.
so basically, in World of Warcraft, if you're Alliance and someone in Horde types out, you know, broadcast and says "laugh out loud" or "LOL," it pops up as Kek.
But it's also in the Korean language somewhere. L equals K and O equals E, or one of those languages.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I think what it means in Korean is rest in peace, Harambe.
Okay, that makes sense.
And What disappoints me though is none of my fellow proud Kekastanis are brave enough to get their dicks out for Harambe.
That's quite a shame. It seems that we still have many repressed tendencies in our people.
What was the other gorilla that died? Started with a B.
I don't know.
Another martyr of the cause. Either way, though, I'm very happy to see ethnic Kekastanis out there fighting the good fight. I actually do have a question on this regard, though. Can we expect to see you out covering the next battle at Berkeley?
If another Battle of Berkeley happens, I'm there in a heartbeat.
I might be there too.
Yeah.
Deuce Volt.
So when are you going to Portland?
So I'll be up there June 4th.
Well, you're gonna have to report back to us, buddy.
I will.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Try not to punch any Nazis in the face.
No, he'd be punching himself.
That would be if Nazis existed. Nazis do not exist
Are you
in
saying,
this world.
Are you saying that the National Socialist Party of Germany doesn't exist?
You're telling me that the Nationalist Socialist Industrial Workers Party is not active in American politics?
That just seems preposterous.
Actually, the Nazis were started by a kind of a communist movement, the National, Socialist
movement.
The difference between Nazis and Marxists is that Marxists draw lines along class and fascists draw lines along nationality. They're both socialist.
If the genocide in Russia has anything to do with nationality, it does. I would probably say that Russia's communism was very fascistic. Fascistic, is that a word?
Fascistic. That's the proper
Can't
term.
be a word.
Fascist.
Free Kekistan.
Spelled the way it is on the stupid. It's not free Kekistan. It's taken Kekistani refugees.
Mm-hmm.
Kekistan can't be taken. It's just a war zone.
Excuse me, sir. This is my movement. You will not label my movement.
You didn't even know what Kekistan was.
I did up until like a week ago.
Oh, you forgot?
Well, I knew, and then no, I just knew about a week ago.
You sound like.
But I had to explain to me, and it was 4chan, and then Kek, and Kekistan's also like a Korean word for something. So
Kekistan isn't. That's more of the political ideology nation joke. Started with Ancapistan.
Yeah.
Which is the horrible nation that us anarcho-capitalists live in because we fucking hate roads.
You got to give it up to 4chan though. They are the master trolls. They are they get it done.
Well, thank you.
They were good enough that the CIA had to designate like a meme department.
Meme department, yeah. I'm actually quite proud of that one myself.
Yeah. A meme warfare center.
I remember seeing quads, man. I remember seeing quads. 4chan has kind of devolved over the years, but I do like I think Pull has gotten a lot better. They used to be back when I was in my my B heyday, where if you didn't have a timestamp and a Sharpie in your pooper, you were a scrub. Back in those days, Pull was very liberal. Mind you, I'm very socially liberal. Don't get me wrong, but they were very fiscally and socially liberal. It's like it was the Democrat safe space almost. But as time has gone on, it's gotten to the point where they're finally embracing the lulz and just all out trolling everyone, and I love it.
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
People think that like all these memes are like right-wing shit. What it is Poll makes fun of the left and the right fairly equally. The right just knows how to take a licking.
Exactly.
So it seems as though they're allies, but I mean, WikiLeaks, all that shit has hurt the Republicans just as much as it's hurt Democrats. It's just that The Republicans take it in stride. Plus, the left can't meme.
The left cannot meme at all. I've tried to do the Biden bro, all the normie memes.
Why does your light keep going out? Oh, I know.
So I don't.
I know what it is. It's a walk stopper.
Yeah, it's like every 5 minutes, if I don't move enough, it'll turn off.
Because your flag's covering it.
I normally.
You gotta move your flag over 6
it's like
inches.
because the flag normally isn't here. I normally film on the opposite side of my room.
Okay.
But during the day with the window open, but filming for a little while, so I wanted to sit next to the light so I could turn it on and off.
Okay, that's besides the point. Anyways.
Did you have another topic?
No. But he was in the middle of a thought, I thought.
Would you rather? Oh, bring that one back. Oh God.
Yeah, because we're almost done, but let's close it out with a couple would you rather's. I got one.
Would you rather fuck Hillary Clinton or eat out Nancy Pelosi?
Fuck Hillary Clinton. I'm sorry.
Like modern Hillary Clinton and Nancy Pelosi?
Yes.
Oh.
Wrinkly as ever.
I'd hate fuck Hillary Clinton.
I would hate fuck Hillary Clinton too. I
gotta go with
get
that.
my face anywhere near Nancy Pelosi. My dick will have to.
Jake, I don't picture you saying hate fuck too often.
It's like. Nice.
I've said that in many much worse things.
Okay, you just seem like a polite kind of that doesn't cuss a lot, but I don't really know you. So
he's definitely getting a friend request on my meme profile.
Awesome. I think I can never have enough memes.
Like my oh, did I tell you about my GoFundMe before we do another Would You Rather? My my trans fiscal GoFundMe with a $10,000 goal because I'm trans financial. I want everyone to know that. I'm coming out as trans financial. I'm not rich, but I identify as being rich, and therefore give me money.
That's brilliant.
They're not tolerant enough if they don't.
Yeah, I got called a transphobic, homophobic, racist bigot, which is funny because aforementioned Air Force Pog is both homosexual and African American. So, highly doubt I'm a racist homophobe, but you know, I'll take it in stride.
Well, mine is
I don't
stupid compared to that one.
Okay, would you rather fuck Hillary Clinton or have bamboo shoved under your fingernails?
I'll go. I just go with my first answer.
The fact that there's even a pause to think about it shows how seriously messed up the question is.
But they snuck a snook up her snatch.
I snuck a sniffy. All right.
Little South Park.
Well, I asked a question on Twitter earlier today. What would be worse, buying lingerie for your wife and having it be too big or too small? Because if it's too small, she can be like, oh my God, I'm fat. And if it's too big, she can be like, you think I'm that fucking fat?
I'm going to go with too small because even if it's a little bit small, when she puts it on, it'll just like, be skin tight. It'd be, whereas like if it's loose,
yeah,
it's
she'll
like
be like
saggy
overflowing.
lingerie. Yeah, if it's loose, it's like saggy lingerie, and that's like, at that rate, why not just like wear one of my like, my oversized work shirts, and then it's got like that kind of sexy frumpy vibe, if you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, I can roll with that one.
So that way you can play it off of like your perception of her is,
like, hey babe, I bought you some lingerie. It's a big old extra large work shirt.
Just no. Perfect thing. Get her the ones that are too small, and then say, well, it doesn't matter if it's too small because I'm gonna rip it off of you anyways. Boom.
Or I'll be like, I'm trying to tell you something.
You're an asshole. You like your ladies voluptuous.
Oh yes.
She's voluptuous. I don't like them Aria Grande types.
You know, I was really hoping you wouldn't bring that up, but I knew you'd bring that up.
No, that's not what this podcast is about. Because if
Dude,
you've
we
seen
get
what
it.
Kurt Richard,
She's a shitty performer. She bombed.
oh, and since it could be a false flag event, I'll make a joke that I saw.
Tell you what, though, I hadn't heard of that concert. I had not heard of that concert, but it has really blown up in the media.
You know how much?
I swear, though,
our,
like going and seeing that concert must have cost an arm and a leg.
God, you took. Oh, you shared that one. Never mind.
Yeah.
You're really a
A lot of
sick
hate
individual.
for
You
that
know
one.
that.
It came to a quick end, but I
Did I
think she
send
really
you-
nailed the performance.
Oh,
Dude, the
We-
finish on it was explosive.
oh man, we're gonna have to get Kurt on next week because he is.
Dude,
he's convinced.
she
it's a
should
false
have.
flag.
She really should have. Yeah, I know. His posts
Have you seen his posts?
Yeah. They flood my newsfeed. But I really gotta say, like, she had to have gotten a standing ovation, but I feel like, you know, for some reason, she really laid it down. No, bit of a stretch.
Laid it down.
Laid it down, because wait, which one did I share? Did I share the one like where it showed
How
the
much?
various
How much
fans
does
and
it?
like the decapitated head meme? Did I share that one?
No.
I feel like I should have. I thought I sent you that one.
At any rate, this will be the conclusion of episode
Oh, we've got to
58.
end on something lighter than that. It's not the conclusion yet. I just want to tell every one of you bastards, I love you. Definitely check out our Facebook page, Mercury's Cast on Facebook. Can check out my writing at logical-anarchy.com, and then our guest can plug his.
Yeah, what do you write for?
So I write for thedailylion.com, writing for based in LA pretty soon. Once this, right now they just do videos, but they're about to have a website, and then I make are actually just under my name Jake Lloyd on YouTube.
Cool, check them out. That's a pretty light note. Free Kekistan.
Check me out.
You know that we can partner our channels too, right? Like we can
Oh yeah,
put that channel in our suggested channel list.
right on. I can do that. I don't have a huge.
all four of our fans can go subscribe to you.
Shout out to the
I'll do the
listeners in
same.
France. 'Cause there's a
France.
couple of them.
Shout out to Karl Marx for making all these fucking commie bastards easy to make fun of.
There was this excellent poster at the rally in Boston. It was like a picture of Patton, and it said Patton should have finished the job. It was great.
He wanted to. I
Should
think.
let him.
Travis, before you do our outro talkie walk, check your messenger inbox, look at that photo, and then try and do the outro with a straight face.
Come on. That can't be real.
It's real. It's not from that concert, but it's real.
Well, it's a severed head. So, on that note, we thank everybody for coming on and listening. And if you made it this far, God bless your heart. And wait for the next episode, which will be soon. You don't have to hang up, guys. But this was Mercury's Cast, and everyone have a good time or whatever.